The most dreaded left extremist group of India, CPI Maoists, has pleaded for peace. Through a note sent to the government of Chhattisgarh, which is a central Indian state, they said they want peace. Further, they have expressed their willingness to enter into talks with the government of India. Now, they sent the note through an interlocutor. The note was signed by their spokesperson who is called Abhay. This was noted by media in India. They have also promised to suspend their armed struggle for a temporary period. But at the same time, many people are unwilling to take this request at its face value. The reason is the previous history of CPI Maoists. They are never known to keep up promises. They didn't show any respect to law earlier, and they have indulged in savagely massacres in the past also. So the government is still studying the note. They have neither accepted it nor dismissed it. Is this a genuine note? Are there reasons to believe that the Maoists are really requesting for peace? If so, what could be the reasons for that? I feel that the note could be that it is possible that the note sent by the Maoists is real. Why I say so? The most important reason is the CPI Maoist is on the run at present. The Bharatiya Janata Party led union government and state governments have stepped up pressure on these Naxal groups. These extreme left groups are called Naxal groups in India because the first extreme left uprising in India happened at a village called Naxalbari in West Bengal. So this is the reason why they are called Naxalites in India. Now there are socio-political factors also over the sustained pressure and the defeat at the hands of paramilitary organizations. What are those socio-economic factors? The most important factor, I think, is the sharing of power among the different communities in central India. These extreme left groups derive their strength from tribal communities. So, but now these tribal communities have been empowered by the democratic process, and the reason is that they have got a fair share of power at different level. In fact, in many states they are the chief ministers. So, I think that social discrimination factor doesn't exist anymore. And since India is progressing, India is developing, many states have progressed. So it means a fair share of progress is being enjoyed by different communities. So I think it has become very difficult for these extreme left groups to get cadres to convince the public about the need for an armed struggle. So these are the factors prima facie. Let's look into those factors in detail. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. Let's begin with the first factor, that is the sustained pressure by security agencies in India. Over the last few years, ever since the BJP government came into power at the center, the government has stepped up, cracked down on these left extremist groups. In fact, Home Minister of India Amit Shah has promised to clean the country of left extremism by next year, that is 2026. That was not a hollow promise. He has achieved great progress in implementing his promise. If you look at the encounters between Naxalites and security agencies this year, you would be surprised to find that the top leadership of Naxalites has almost been wiped out. For example, in an encounter at Abusmad in Chhattisgarh this year, May 2025, 28 top Naxal leaders were killed. They included Nambala Keshavarao, who is also called Basavaraju. He was the General Secretary of the CPI Maoist. So that was a death blow to the organization. The other day, there was another major victory for the security forces. In Jharkhand on September 15, Sahdev Soren, who is a Central Committee member of CPI Maoist, was killed. Then if you look at the other encounters earlier this year, for example, the encounter at Indravati National Park in which 31 top cadres of CPI Maoists were killed. Then there were other minor encounters also. For example, at in Maharashtra, at Gadchrouli, many top leaders were killed. If you look at the number of districts in India which have been earlier classified as Naxal affected, but which are no more Naxal affected, the number has definitely fallen. For example, in 2010, 126 districts in India were classified as Naxal affected, but by April 2018, their number declined to 90. By July 2021, the number further fell to 70. Again by April 2024, that is last year, from 70, it came down to 38. And now, the number of severely Naxal affected districts in the whole country is just 6. So you realize how the superiority of the security forces over the extreme left groups. Another statistics that speaks loud is in 2010, the number of deaths from Naxal or extreme left attacks in India was 1005, but last year the number declined to 150. So even the violent incidents have come down drastically. So this is the reason why Naxalites are suing for peace. This is what I feel. Perhaps I'm not saying that we need to believe them, because this is often a tactic of extremist groups. They enter into dialogue to buy time, because they know that if they enter into dialogue, if there is a cessation of hostility, if there is a truth, they can rebuild their organization. They can collect arms and ammunition. They can get their injured leaders treated. So this gives them an opportunity to rebuild, rejuvenate their organization. Now it is the firm decision, the vision and gumption of the BJP governments at the center and in the states that have that affected the morale of Naxal or extreme left groups in India. Earlier when Congress was ruling, the problem was the Congress used to run with the hare and hunt with the hound. Actually, many Congress leaders have been killed in Naxal attacks. Perhaps Congress is the one political party which has suffered a great deal from Naxal attacks. For example, in 2013, there was a savagely attack on a procession or a rally of congressmen in Chhattisgarh, in which the state PCC president, that is Pradesh Congress Committee president, was killed. His name was Nandkumar Patel. Then another former minister, Mahendra Karma, was killed. Former Madhya Pradesh chief minister and leader of the Congress, VC Shukla, was killed in an Naxal attack. In 2000, this all happened in 2013. During that period, Mr. P. Chidambaram, who was the Home Minister at the center, had planned to, a severe crackdown on Naxal groups. But unfortunately, other power centers in the Congress intervened. It was actually Sonia Gandhi who intervened to call off that crackdown. And he had to withdraw that. It was said that in the National Advisory Council headed by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, there were a couple of people who were sympathetic towards Naxals. So there was no sincerity in the action by security forces, or they were handicapped. That was why those crackdowns or those actions didn't succeed. Then, but now it's not the situation. All the security agencies are well armed. Nobody restrains them. They are not handicapped by requests from local leaders or the central BJP leadership. The BJP leadership wants to go all out against extreme left groups, and this is one reason. And another reason is with the induction of drones and other modern weaponry by commandos of the police and paramilitary forces. Now it has become very difficult for the extreme left groups to fight against security agencies. They don't have things like drones. Now you have got the security agencies have got remote controlled, remotely piloted vehicles, land vehicles, then they have got armored vehicles. So all these have given an upper hand to the security agencies. This is one of the most important factors. Then when it comes to the society, socio-economic factors, if you look at the Chief Minister of Odisha, he is a tribal. You look at the President of India, she is also a tribal. So in Chhattisgarh also, there are a large number of ministers from tribal groups. In Jharkhand also, the Chief Minister is a tribal. So if you look at the changes that happened in the society, you find that those most backward groups or tribal groups, now they have got a fair share of power with them. So there is no need for armed struggle, because you can get power by democratic means. This is one reason. Again, if you look at the progress achieved by these states, Naxal affected states, the Naxal affected states are, earlier it was Andhra Pradesh, now it is presently, those parts are come under Telangana, then it is Chhattisgarh, then it is Odisha and Jharkhand. If you look at the economy of these states, the BJP ruled states of Odisha, then Chhattisgarh, they have all progressed. Now the gains of this progress will have trickled down. This is what I feel. So this has improved the life standards of the common man. Then health standards have improved, education standards have improved. All these have had impacted the attitude of the public. So now it seems that the Naxals find it very difficult to recruit cadres. So these socio-economic factors plus the crackdown of security forces could be the reasons behind the present request from Naxals. Now they have realized that it's impossible to go forward with the armed struggle. Now they have also expressed their willingness to take part in the democratic process. Let's see how this is going to end up. Anyway, the government is unwilling to call off the operations. The Naxals, I will conclude with certain demands which are put up by the Naxal groups, which include they wanted the security agencies to stop pressurizing them. They want a safe corridor for their cadres. Then again, they want their leaders who are now imprisoned to take part in the discussions. So these are all some of the conditions that have been forwarded by these Naxal groups. Let's see how the government is going to respond. I will be back with updates. Till then, goodbye.